3 University of Mississippi students have been suspended from their fraternity after posing in a racially charged photo. They held guns in front of a sign marking the spot where a civil rights icon was found murdered decades ago. Mark Strassman reports that that sign has been repeatedly vandalized.
In the photo, 3 Ole Miss fraternity brothers posed with grins and guns and echoes of a rebel yell. Behind them, a bullet-riddled sign marking the spot where 14-year-old Emmitt Till's body was found in 1955. Mississippi investigative journalist Jerry Mitchell.
You see the photograph and you just go, what?
This Instagram photo drew outrage, but nothing like the disturbing one taken of Till 64 years ago for Jet magazine. It showed the 14-year-old's mutilated body lying in an open casket. He had been tortured, shot, and dumped in a river. "Let the world see what they did to my boy," his mother said.
This was somebody's child that was brutally murdered, senselessly murdered. And that served as a catalyst for people to say, no more, never again.
Nicole Moore directs education at the National Center for Civil and Human Rights in Atlanta.
When we see images like these 3 young men desecrating the sign, it reminds us that the work isn't done.
This is the 3rd time the sign has been vandalized. Other Mississippi markers to Till have been routinely vandalized and shot at. Kappa Alpha fraternity suspended the 3 students this week, but they remain enrolled at the University of Mississippi.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Verse 12. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai's sake. Our brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yeah, today's video, just going to get on Esau Edom. And what you saw in post-production, the video that I put in post-production, is proof that Esau Edom has a perpetual hatred towards us. He kept his wrath towards us forever. And that's the reason why the Lord is going to destroy him. All right, that's the reason why the Lord is going to destroy America, destroy his kingdom, take him out of power. All right? Because you can see from these 3 young Edomites that they always and will have a hatred towards Jacob's descendants, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of today, right, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. So let's get into this article. I'm just going with the Spirit, see where the Lord takes me. I didn't write any scriptures down, just this one scripture came to my mind, Amos 1 and 11 and 12, so I'm just going to go run with it. Mississippi students suspended after posing in front of Emmitt Till memorial signs with guns. You know, here it is. You know, as Emmitt Till, he passed away. He was murdered about 50 years ago, and you still have these Edomites shooting at it, taking pictures, smiling in front of his memorial. They're showing you that hatred, man, that extreme hatred that Edom has towards our people. It says 3 Edomites, University of Mississippi students, have been suspended from their fraternity, right? Because all these Edomites engage in these fraternities. Why? Because they're being trained how to govern and rule over the people. After a photo showing them posing with guns in front of a sign memorializing Emmitt Till surfaced earlier this week, the Justice Department Civil Rights Division is also reportedly investigating The sign, which is posted outside Glendora, Mississippi, is there to commemorate the murder of Till, a 14-year-old Israelite from the tribe of Judah, who was tortured and killed in 1955 after accusations that he flirted with a Edomite woman. He was shot in the head and thrown into the Tallahatchie River by 2 Edomite men. His death became an important catalyst in the civil rights movement, right? And that's why, once again, Amos 1:11, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, right? The Lord's going to punish you, Edomites, for what you've been doing to our people, man. All right, and still continue to do. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, right? Those wicked acts he did to Emmitt, that was casting off all pity. And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Right. And this wrath has been going on since you lost your blessing. That's why when we go to the book of Genesis, I believe it's around the 27th verse, where Esau says, I will kill my brother because you lost your blessing. Let's get to it. All right. Well, we'll start with Genesis chapter 27, verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him. Well, we'll start at 36, because this is why you Edomites, all right, in the spirit, you hate us, man. Genesis, because you didn't get the blessing. Genesis 27, 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, which was the first. That's a lie. One of your first lies, Esau. All right, because you gave it away. You said, what does his birthright profit to me? All right. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? Verse 37. And Isaac, right, which is the father of Jacob and Esau, answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? Right, because Jacob was given the blessing that all nations, especially you, Esau, Edom, all right, that you were going to serve, okay, Jacob's descendants. All right, the elder shall serve the younger. That's why Paul, let's get that. I'm going to come back. Let's get it real quickly. Book of Romans, chapter 9. I'll start at the 11th verse. 10. Romans 9, verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. Right. Rebekah, I bare Jacob and Esau. Verse 11. And this is Paul speaking, New Testament for you so-called Christians. Verse 11, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Right. So this is of the Lord. All right. He said, Jacob, all right, to be given the blessings, while Esau was going to be giving a certain blessing, which we're going to get into, what Isaac, all right, told him what his blessing was the sword. But here's the point. Verse 12. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. Right. The elder shall serve the younger. Who came out first? Esau. So you Edomites, which are the so-called white people today, you're going to be serving us in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right. God hates you Edomites, you so-called white people. And he loves us, the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as Confucian faces scattered abroad, all right, today. Verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Yahweh forbid. Verse 15, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So yeah, so the Lord set this up. The Lord set up one nation to be good, the other nation to be evil. All right? That's why there's no free will. Verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth the mercy. Right. So you're not in control of your destiny. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai set it up that Jacob was going to get the blessing. Jacob was going to be given the kingdom of heaven while you Edomites serve us. All right. That's why you have this perpetual hatred towards us, because you know in the spirit, man, all right, that you lost your blessing. All right. That you weren't given the kingdom of heaven. Verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose I have raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all earth. Right, so the Lord is comparing you Edomites to the pharaohs, because you are the modern day pharaohs. So he raised your kingdom up, all right, for a certain period of time to show his power. Because now we're at the time where he's going to bring your power down. He's going to take your kingdom away from you. Verse 18. Therefore have he mercy on whom he have mercy, and whom he hardeneth, right? And he hardened your hearts. All right. So this is of the Lord at the end of the day. That's why your spirit has always been enmity towards us. All right. It's very spiritual. Verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Right. So, and a lot of you Edomites, all right, as well as you Israelites, all right, like, why would the Lord do this? Why is the Lord, all right, why did he set one nation up for himself, one nation up that's going to be, that he loves, while another nation he hates? Well, it's going to say right here, verse 20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou replies against the Most High? Man, who are you to tell the Most High, why are you doing this? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Right. The Lord created this. The Lord set this all up. Verse 21. Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Right. He made one vessel unto honor, which is Jacob, all right, and his descendants, all right, starting with the elect, because you 2/3, you ain't going to get it. You got to be destroyed on this side, all right? And then another unto dishonor, which are you Edomites. And look at your track record, all right? Still smiling in front of a plaque, just a memorial for what was done 50 years ago. You're still smiling, holding weapons. So you are okay, set up for dishonor. Verse 22. What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering in the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Right, and the Lord is long suffering, right? Because you Edomites, all the world knows you Edomites, you so-called white people are wicked, man. You're off. You work the left-hand side. All right, but hey, certain prophecies have to be fulfilled. That's why the Lord's long suffering. Verse 23. And that he might make known the riches of the glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. Right, which had afore prepared unto glory, meaning this was already predestinated. All right, so there's no free will. So back to the book of Genesis, chapter 27. So that's why you Edomites have perpetual hatred towards us. All right, because it was put in your spirit to be like this. And that's why you're going to always moan and complain. And I was reading the comment boards with that CBS news segment, and on YouTube, and you can see the hatred from Esau, always justifying it. Oh, but what about our people? What about the vicious acts conducted on our people? Hey, yo, this was 50 years ago, man. 50 years ago, all right? The so-called Negro, all right, was fearing for his life. All right, 50 years ago, there was still lynchings going on. All right, Jim Crow laws. You can't compare that to now. All right? So if you're getting your ass beat now, that's just judgment upon your nation. All right? And more ass whoopings are coming to you, Edomites. All right? Because the Lord set this up, that there's going to be a war between Jacob and Esau. And that's why we have a power that's going to defend us when he makes his return, which is Yahweh Shai, and he's coming. So I don't want to jump off on a tangent. Let me get back to the point. So that's why it's spiritual, because this is the Lord's movie. He set this up, all right? He set up one vessel for honor, one vessel for dishonor, and you Edomites are for dishonor. That's why you do dishonorable acts. Back to the book of Genesis, chapter 27. And 34. I'm going to go to 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son? Right, so Jacob was given a blessing. You Edomites are going to serve us, because this was all done through the spare Pav Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, this is his movie. Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And that's you Edomites, always complaining, always asking, what about me? What about me? Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, now this is through the Spirit, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Right. So you Edomites were going to have your heaven at a certain point in this time. And guess what? This is your heaven. So if you Edomites are watching us Israelites, and you are poor, and you are down and out, and you're living in a trailer park, and you barely can pay your bills, that's on you. All right? Because you're supposed to be living up now. This is your time to rule. Verse 40. And by thy sword thou shalt live. And that's how you're going to keep your power. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Right. That's why you're always in conflicts. You're always at war. All right. Because that's how you're going to keep your kingdom. Through warfare. And don't tell me that that's not how you've been keeping your kingdom. All right. Just look at now. All right. The military industrial complex. All right. The petrodollar. You use the military to make sure to keep your petrodollar afloat. All right? Then you got defense contractors, Lockheed and Martin, General Dynamics, Boeing, Raytheon, to name a few, that are making money off of war. So, the stocks are constantly looking good for those companies. So, yeah, by thy sword shalt thou live. So you're the Edomites, man. And shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And this was after King Solomon, all right, when we fell as a people, all right, the kingdom got split, all right, the Babylonians came into power. That's when you said, raise it, raise it. You Edomites were able, all right, to help out in our demise. And you've been, having this hatred towards us and been ruling by the sword ever since. Because once you came in as the Greeks, all right, that was it, man. You guys, you started ruling. Then you fell. Then Jake came into power. So it's been a transition of powers. And now, since the Renaissance period, you've been ruling ever since. And now you're coming down. All right, that's why you keep watching our videos. It's funny, man. Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Right. And that's why it's so spiritual. That's why you do stuff like this. All right. With the Emmitt. Okay. Also, you lie. All right. Because the woman that accused Emmitt, this is from the Chicago Tribune. Emmitt accused admits to giving false testimony as murder trial book. Right. That's that hatred. That's that perpetual hatred. No pity. Lying. That woman should be put in prison. Who cares how old she is? All right. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Right. So that's always been in your spirit to kill us. It's always been in your heart. Verse 42, and these words of Esau her elder son were told to Rebekah. So Esau told his mother, I'm going to kill Jacob. That's bold, man. That's the pride of you Edomites. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee, right? And that's been in your spirit, man. You Edomites have always wanted to kill us. Okay? So that's the reason why it's spiritual. That's the reason why the Lord is going to destroy you Edomites, man. He's going to take away your kingdom. All right? You elite, you're going into slavery. And that's it, man. All right? There's no stopping it. There's no stopping your destruction. Because you've always had blood out for us. You know what? Let me get this scripture. Book of Ezekiel 35. Yeah. And I'll close off with this. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Right? And that's what we're commanded to do by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right? Okay, according to the scriptures, we're supposed to prophesy against you, so we get on you Edomites, you so-called white people. All right? This is a commandment. Verse 3. And say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Right, so the Lord is going to bring your kingdom down. All right, and Mount Seir is Esau, Edom. You don't believe so? Let's go to Genesis chapter 36, just to establish that point. Genesis 36:8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom, right? So whenever you read about Mount Seir, it's talking about Esau, Edom. Verse 3. And say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I'm against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Right? The Lord's going to bring your kingdom down. That's why America's in the condition it's in. And that's why World War III is going to happen. The economy is going to collapse. All right? There's going to be more hurricanes, more pestilence, more destruction coming to America. Verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Right? And the ultimate desolate is thermonuclear fire and the chariots, because the Lord is going to send his, what you idiots call UFOs, they are the chariots. He's going to send, okay, an army. It's going to be the Lord, Yahushua, and his host, and his army. That's why he's known as the Lord of hosts, all right, attacking America. All right, get ready for an invasion, all right? They're not aliens. Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right? You've been doing this since the beginning. All right? You've been doing this since the Babylonian times. All right? When you were the Greeks, the Romans, and now. All right? When you're calling yourselves so-called Americans, so-called Europeans, so on and so forth. But you're Edomites. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bashim El Shai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right? So your blood's going to get spilt. This is in the scriptures. Take it up with the God of the Bible. All right? Verse 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Verse 8, and I will fill his mountains and his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Verse 9, I'll make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Exactly. So this is it. So it behoove you Edomites just to live it up, man. All right? Live it up. All right? Stop arguing with the Israelites. All right? Because you're on the time clock. You are on the time clock, buddy. And the time is almost up. And with that, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. All right, Lord willing us edify. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. As you can see, these Edomites have a perpetual hatred towards us. But guess what? The Lord is bringing their kingdom down. All right, and it's beautiful. All right, so hey, just keep holding on to this truth. We're almost out of here. And with that, shalom and abad babal.